Hello Year 3 and welcome to our final lesson of Drama and Music Week. We are bringing Robin Hood to life and today we'll be constructing and performing a play script of a scene from our Robin Hood book that we've read already. So we are going to write down the date, which is the 26th of March 2021, and the LO, which is to construct and perform a play script. And while you do that, I'll tell you the steps. So we're going to reread the Sheriff and the Gisborne scene from Robin Hood book that we looked at earlier this week. We're going to create a play script with the scene from the book. We're going to perform an A-B rhyme in groups. We're going to practice that in groups, and then we're going to perform our scene of the Sheriff and Gisborne with our A-B rhyme in groups with a background on the big screen. A little bit like yesterday, but just with a different scene entirely and a chance for you to act out loud by following a script that's already done. Okay, so let's move on to the fun lesson that we have planned today. Very good. So yes, we'll be reenacting the scene of the Sheriff and Gisborne arguing after their plan was foiled by Robin Hood and they were tricked. So let's pause the video here and I want you to read this beginning of this chapter. What we're going to do is we're going to read this and then we're going to make the page the pages that we're looking at into a play script that you can use and act with someone else. Remember to include stage directions and also to include the words that are said by each character. So let's see, who speaks first? It's the Sheriff, so I would write down Sheriff, : I say again, it was a foolish thing to do, Gisborne. And then I could even have in brackets next to that, impatiently. And then Gisborne would write, oh no, it's still the Sheriff, he'd write, now De Warren has your letter. He is King Richard's man and will hold it against us until the king returns. Then I'd have Gisborne, : if he ever does. And until then, De Warren can do nothing. But the prince. And then I'd have the Sheriff, and it would say, Prince John can do nothing about your letter and will not be pleased at your stupidity. And so on. So we'll go through the chapter like that. Have a moment to pause. If you've got your book with you, read through that. If not, then you can read on these screens. I'll have each slide up with each page for an amount of seconds each time, so you can move the video back and forth when you are ready to move on with reading. We'll move on to page 50 in 3, 2, 1. And we'll move on to page 51 in 3, 2, 1. Very good. 3, 2, 1. And I believe that is where we will leave it. That's the whole scene. So see how far we can get with writing those play scripts from the book. 3, 2, 1. So now that we've done that, we are going to look at a rhyme scheme, which the narrator is actually going to sing. The narrator will be a minstrel like we have in the Robin Hood book. So it's going to need to fit the scene with the Sheriff and Gisborne. Let's see if we can find one. That was my example from scene 1. And now I think this would be the perfect time to use this one. The Sheriff is an evil man, he shouts all of the time. He always has a wicked plan to stop Robin from crime. See if you can come up with one of your own. Or maybe it might be the time to use the one that you created yesterday. Just give it a practice. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so our play script will look at something a little bit like this. We'll be using our Robin Hood books to help us. And we know that in that scene we have Sheriff, Gisborne, and we have Hugo, who is the Norman captain, talking as well, coming up with the idea for the archery contest. We'll have a look through that. So it's going to look something like this in your books. 3, 2, 1. Okay, these are the things that we need to include. So it might be an idea for me to leave this on the screen, or for you to leave this on the screen, just to make sure that we have included everything that we need in a play script. And here is our background for the scene that we're doing today, because the sheriff and Gisborne are outside Nottingham Castle. 3, 2, 1. They are not in Sherwood Forest, unless you can convince me that it's a good idea that they are. 3, 2, 1. Right, and that brings us to the end. Now that we performed in front of the screen, and you've had a chance to do that, I'd like you to tell me, with a summary in your topic book, what have you enjoyed most after this last 2 weeks of art, DT, music, and drama? What were the best bits? Write a quick summary of your favourite parts of the last 2 weeks and why. And once you've done that, close your books. You've worked very hard, and it's been a great time performing and making all these things for our plays. Well done, everybody. I'll see you next week for more topic.